Our warm February is leading to lots of ice warnings across Minnesota and Wisconsin. The sheriff in Sherburne and Wright Counties are just a couple of the law enforcement agencies asking drivers to stay off lakes. In Cass County, the sheriff announced that only ATVs and snowmobiles will be allowed on Leech Lake for next week's huge Eel Pout Festival in Walker. John Lauritsen was on some lakes today, and John, I know you saw firsthand what they're trying to avoid.
Yeah, that's right, Frank. The ice is still thick in some spots, but just a few feet away, it can be thin and dangerous. We're here at Eagle Lake in Maple Grove. You can see there's a lot of water out there, and of course, not a lot of vehicles. A few ice fishermen out there, but again, not many vehicles on the lake. Now, on Lake Pulaski in Buffalo, some ice fishermen learned that the hard way.
And they had it loaded full of gear because they want to do probably some intense fishing.
That was Friday night, but the would-be anglers who drove onto Lake Pulaski never got a chance to fish. Their SUV and all their gear spent the weekend on the bottom of the lake. Luckily, they got out safely.
They hit the ice ridge, and it's right there is where it's weak.
Phil Kerber, an ice diver who has seen this scenario many times before, says a vehicle recovery takes time and money. It took about an hour to pull this vehicle out, and it can cost anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000 to pull a vehicle out of a lake.
As it started to slip through, it pointed down and it ended up upside down. So we had to get it, we had to upright it underwater, and then winch it up on the flatbed that we stick into the water.
Cases like this one are why sheriff's departments are getting proactive. A February warm-up gives them no choice but to call off popular ice fishing events.
There's walleyes, crappies, sunfish, northern.
Craig Johnson is the organizer for the Little Hole on Big Lake Fishing Tournament, an event that has drawn 1,000 anglers to the city of Big Lake in the past. For only the second time in 14 years, it's being postponed until next year.
Disappointed but not surprised. We've had a lot of warm weather in February, and it's Mother Nature. You can't win.
Yeah, Johnson told me that tournament will actually go on in other ways this weekend. They'll have a raffle going on, some prizes on the shoreline as well. A message from the DNR and from law enforcement is that no ice really is safe ice. You got to treat it like that, especially, Frank, with 50s in the forecast possibly this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Boy, that's an expensive tow to get out of that lake too, John. All right.
If insurance doesn't cover it, it definitely is, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, that guy was right. Mother Nature always wins.
Yeah, she certainly does. And I know that it's going to continue to be a warm up here. And a lot of